Hey guys, welcome back to a new street photography video in the city of London using the Fujifilm X100v. And just putting this out there, I think I've taken the best street image I've ever shot. Definitely at least this year anyway, so that's coming up in this video. And I would also like to thank Joby for sponsoring this video. First set of photos from the more London area. You can see Tower Bridge just peeping through in the distance. The light on this morning was really nice, so you had those harsh highlights and shadows, but also, creating silhouettes of people. Alongside the architecture, you can really see the scale of the little humans compared to the big buildings. I always think that's a nice look. But yeah, quite simple, kicking things off. You can see that I'm rearranging my camera. I'm like changing my compositions a bit, kind of spraying and praying, but just because we've got the opportunity of, one or two people walking by, I want to get a whole range of compositions. So that's my thinking with this spot. Kind of wait around a little bit till you get one or two individuals that frame up nicely against the giant building. It's the light at this time of day specifically that make this scene work really well, in my opinion, because the highlights are hitting that building and then you've got the shadows on the floor. You are creating that backlit kind of silhouette style as well. So there's a couple of things working hand in hand that I do like about these photos. So there's a couple of photos here which I didn't manage to film on my GoPro or my phone, but these are the winners for me. I love the light reflecting off the building, creating all kinds of shapes. So I'm really proud of these ones. And so the rest of these images in this video are all taken on the same day. Obviously a lot more cloudy, not as bright as that first scene, but here I am at the Bank of England, and the first thing I've noticed is these gentlemen sat cross-legged opposite each other. Kind of interesting, maybe not, I don't know, just something I noticed getting warmed up. The main issue with these videos is whether I show you my entire process or just the final photos I'm happy with. In truth, the video would be very short if I just showed you the keepers, like that photo I just showed you before. That would probably get deleted normally, but I'm sure a lot of you don't mind watching me wander around and trying at least. So bear with me for the first few minutes of this video while I kind of try and get into my groove and get into the flow of things. There's no doubt about it, one of my favourite places to shoot in London is the Bank of England, and I'm sure other street photographers will agree. Depending on the time of day and the light you've got as well, it can look super interesting with some highlights and shadows, but for now we've just got that negative space, which I think makes for a nice image anyway. But the thing is, I have taken this image multiple times with multiple different subjects, so there's nothing unique about it, but like I said, we're just trying to get into the flow of things and take a few images to get started. But I don't dislike this image, there's a nice bit of symmetry and negative space. Super interesting photo coming up here. All I can say is I'm pleased I had my camera handy. Basically just a nice car goes by with a bunch of gentlemen sat in it. Good vibes, super candid. These are the type of images that you cannot plan for, you cannot expect. I didn't even know I'd be taking a photo like that, but I'm super pleased I did, because that is a good vibe. Moving on to the most overdone and most taken photos of, how do you even say that? The most popular location in London, probably, anyway, I'm calling it, is St. Paul's. I've taken 1,000,001 photos of St. Paul's, like every street photographer in London, so I didn't think I needed to take any more photos, but here I am, pointing my camera at St. Paul's, so yeah, how cliche. But the trees look nice, St. Paul's look cool, and I always like to think, you never know what's going to happen. Maybe a rainbow would appear or something, or maybe a plane and a bird would fly through. Either way, here's a photo of St. Paul's. Stick it on your phone, nice little wallpaper. Alright, there's a super weird scene in front of me. There's this weird circle mirror thing with Men in Black style security guards outside. I didn't even go in, so I don't even know what this is, but this was along the South Bank area. And I did kind of hover around for 10 minutes. The photos you're seeing on screen, I don't like. I don't think they're special at all. And this is a face of, there must be a good photo around here, but I can't see it. Anyway, I did try and play around with some reflections. You can see me kind of loitering a little bit. I thought this would have been a shot. This guy's hands, reflected, blah 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 blah. I'm having a little gander. Nothing's really happening. You never know what might happen. This person here walks out of the mirror, points, still nothing. Yeah, so moving on. So as you've just seen me fail miserably, you're about to see me fail again. I didn't manage to get any photos of this next spot. The lines and architecture look really cool around South Bank, especially around the National Theatre. but I also took an L again right here. I had a little play around with the highlights and the shadows, but yeah, nothing really came from this, so I haven't got any photos to show you. And then just opposite the National Theatre, you've got this staircase. Now they do cross over, creating some diagonal lines and, you know, shapes and whatnot. The blue sky kind of looks cool. We've got the clouds, so I knew there'd be something, and I think I was kind of waiting for some floating heads as well, just to give a subject to the scene. But nothing special, but I'll show you anyway. So we're looking at that staircase again, trying to see if I can create any more shapes. The blue sky against the texture of the buildings looks quite cool. Again, if we can get a few people to create a silhouette, or at least just add subject to the scene, I think this is a nice looking area. I don't get anything I'm super pleased with, and I do have a few more attempts with a few different subjects that walk up and down the stairs, but I think the first image I just showed you was probably the best version of it. But you never know what might happen, so it's always worth having a few attempts at a certain spot. And now it's time to walk around the books and pretend I'm cultured. Let's add some jazzy elevating music that might make this scene a little bit more intelligent. Enjoy. If you're watching this video now, I bet you're thinking one thing. Core blimey, Mike, your voice sounds well sick. And that's because I've been using this new Joby Wavo pod to record all my audio stuff recently. And I hope you enjoyed that little transition into the advert. No, but seriously, this Joby mic has been really good to use. It's a USB-C connection, so it literally is plug and play. One wire straight into my computer. That's so convenient. The microphone's also compatible with all devices, so phones, laptops, Macs, consoles, whatever it is. This little pop filter as well that comes with the microphone, that's a great addition. Gets rid of any of those harsh P sounds. You could even attach other Joby equipment as well, so if you wanted to add some accessories like the Gorilla Pod to this microphone, you can do that. There's two modes on this microphone. You've got cardioid, which is just, you know, straight in front of it, picking up my audio. And then you've got omnidirectional, which picks up everything in the room. So if you did have multiple people in a room, or you was doing a podcast with someone sat opposite you, you could do that with this. I've just got it on cardioid because I'm simply talking directly into it. If you are in the market for a new microphone, definitely check out what Joby are doing. I've been using this Wavo pod for a little bit now, and it's been a dream to work with. And Joby have released a whole range of new microphones, so definitely check out what they're doing. A link will be in the description. I do want to say a big thanks to Joby for sponsoring this video and supporting the channel. It always means a lot when I get to work with a brand where I actually use and appreciate their gear on a daily basis. So check out what Joby have got going on. Let's go back to the photography. So you can see South Bank Skate Park on the left of me. And for those that don't know, I spent the ages of like 10 to 20 just obsessed over skateboarding. And now it's interesting that I'm just casually walking past this spot. Whenever I do see skaters, or even such a legendary spot like South Bank, I do feel a little bit of nostalgia. So it's funny that I'm just casually strolling past like this is just an everyday situation, when in reality 13-year-old me would be buzzing that I'm at South Bank. So I need to not lose that excitement and that childlike behaviour of being excited about where you are, because in truth, being in London taking photos, it's pretty special really, so I must not take that for granted. And seeing skaters and that, it makes me appreciate this place. Okay, rewind again. Sorry for rambling on that previous clip, but if you didn't notice, the guy in front of me with the orange hat and the orange shorts, yellow railing, blue sky, nice little combination of colours. So yeah, needs must, I took a little image. Nothing special, but random collection of colours coming together there. And then also the famous yellow South Bank staircase. I couldn't walk past this without taking a little photo. Moving over to Chinatown now, as you can see, which is normally a great place for street photography, but when a scene is just a little bit too busy and there's too much going on, I just struggle to settle into it and kind of find my groove. So just personal opinion there, when there's too much going on, I actually struggle to find an aesthetically pleasing image. So I keep it simple. I look up at the blue sky, the bunting, the green trees, and you know, this is probably the nicer image I could have got from that situation. Again, you can see as I'm looking at this footage, it looks like there's got to be a few photos here, some really nice opportunities for some, you know, unique moments, but my brain is just not in the game when it's too busy, so a casual bunting photo will do the job for now. This, however, is more my scene. As you can see, there's more space, there's less people, we've got the highlights, we've got the shadows, The bunting looks good, the colours look good, and the scene in front of me kind of acts as a blank canvas. All we need is a few of the right subjects to walk in frame to end up with a nice photo. So less people, less noise, less chaos, but still a very similar situation and scene. Again, the same location, just around the corner. So I'm really happy with these images. I think there's 3 or 4 images from this spot that made it all worthwhile. So really pleased with these. Absolutely loving these photos that you're about to see on screen. This couple in front of me looked great. We were following them for about 40 seconds along this street. I loved how smartly dressed they were. I loved the hats they were wearing. This guy had a walking stick as well, so I thought I'd just try and snap a few photos, kind of documenting what's happening. I'm not being creative. I'm not looking for any unique compositions. I'm just trying to document this good looking couple in front of me, smartly dressed on their day out in London. Who knows what they're up to, but I think they look great and they tell a nice little story. This image, along with many of the others in this video, was edited using my Authentic People preset from the preset pack Authentic Streets. And then again, crossing the road here, I love this image, all 3 hats, the person on the right holding their face or adjusting their glasses. I think that's a nice little frame. Love the combination of clothes as well. Lovely little scene. And to follow on those nice few photos there, we have arguably the best street photo I've taken, or definitely at least this year. It's definitely in my top 3. So there might be a little bit of live commentary as I'm talking to my friend Pete, but I'm going to let this scene play out and show you what happened for me to take probably my favourite street photo I've ever taken.
Ooh. Thought we saw it. Look at Pete being a street photographer. Just need someone to do something with their hands. Pete, did you see that?
Something with the red dress.
Well,
the
look,
red coat.
both are skin tone. The tones are the same.
That's the one. I saw them here.
Oh, that's it. That's like my favourite photo of the day. Oh, those colours.
You can go home now.
I'm off. All right, see ya. Street photography completed. See, it's taken me all day. It's taken me all day to get one good photo though.
But you've got that feeling now where you know you've got that one shot in the bank.
And you can do it.
There,
yeah. I can chill out a bit now.
Doesn't matter.
I don't need to. I'm here and I've done what I needed to do.
Yep.
So that anything else is a bonus.
I love that feeling when you take that shot, one shot, and you're like, I've got it. That's the one. That's what
I'm so pleased with that. When they just walked right in front of me, I was like, please walk over there. And they did. Oh, I'm very pleased with that image. See that guy with his hat over there. That was nice. That was cool.
And commentary mic back here. I hope you enjoyed that photo with the red dress, the beige coat, the billboard. It's amazing what can happen sometimes, especially when I was there for like 30-40 seconds. You saw the clip, it just kind of happened in front of me, so very lucky, I think. And then moving on, crossing a bridge over here near the London Eye. I forgot what the bridge is called. But if you could have tourist written across your face, it would look something like this. But it's great to see people having a good time. Yeah, it's nice, and I just thought bit of a coincidence there, both wearing the same sort of clothes. It is what it is. Take a quick photo. And then moving over towards Modern Tate here, or Tate Modern Tate. You can see this guy on his rollerblades. I just thought he might do something interesting, who knows. And you've got the Tate Modern creating a nice, blank canvas as a background. And then this clip here was taken from another day in London. You can see that the sun is setting, you've got those long shadows, an absolutely perfect time to take photos. These two people looking over the River Thames both got their hands to their face, the same expression, squinting in the sun. I thought that this would make for a good photo, a good coincidence, a juxtaposition, whatever you want to call it. And it worked out. I think there's 1 or 2 photos I think I get from this scene, but probably just one photo here that I'm going to show you. All in all, I do like this one. If you are making videos or recording audio, whatever it might be, I do recommend the Joby Wavo Pod. And like I mentioned earlier, they've released a whole range of new microphones, including a shotgun microphone or a lapel microphone. Whatever suits your needs, check out what Joby have got going on. I'll leave it as a link in the description. And of course, we're on the road to 100,000 subscribers, so please click that big red button, hit like, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys next week for some more photography. Peace.